One more time, a word for the day from K-Ray for the YouTube family. Anybody listen. Today I want to talk about raising your child in a way so that when he does get older, he won't depart from it. Not saying that when he get older, he won't choose that way, because life is full of choices and decisions to make every day. As we walk out our doors, as we get in our cars, we have decisions to make.
Yeah.
So we all have this free will, and it's a free way to think. That's what the Lord gives us. Slavery is a sin. Racism is a sin. Pride is a sin. And if somebody has racism and too much pride in their heart, that is a sin that you have to get out of your heart. So as you teach your child, make sure you're doing the right thing because they're watching you. I just looked on the news, the paper today, and it was two women, two lovers, was at a park, got caught because a neighbor reported them giving the baby alcohol and weed. Now that baby, when he grows, this is what we have right now in this world. That baby, when he grows up, if he wouldn't have got caught this early, would have been doing that with his kids. Now you have a line of degenerates, people who don't see nothing wrong with smoking weed in the car while their baby's in that car. And morals and standards are wrong. You see, it's much easier to do evil than it is to do good. So it's gonna be much easier for them to say, "I'll forget it. I'm gonna smoke this weed while my baby in this car and take these fighting pit bulls and there's 30 keys, 30 bags of weed in my car to Houston." It's gonna be easy to do that. It's easy money, and it's easy to do than go get you a job and go work 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks. It's much easier to do that. It's much easier to sit on your tail than to get up and eat cheese for that white man. A lot of us people, oh, you eating cheese. Well, you done ate cheese before too. Try to get to where you trying to get to. I don't care. And if you ain't making no money. And that's for you. Somebody you gotta answer to. And I don't care what you say about it or what you do, you gotta answer to somebody. Somebody you gotta answer to. Ain't nobody here God. But to a certain extent where it doesn't make you do immoral things. Sleeping with another man, sleeping with another woman, robbing, stealing, killing, and other things like that. Trying to get somebody fired, and that ain't right. So in this life, we all have decisions to make when we open up our doors, when we walk out our doors in the morning, when we get in our cars, when we go to our jobs in the morning. Money don't make you. Money don't make the man. Like they say, man make the money. But nowadays, what we see, money making the man and the women. The woman want the man who got the money. The man don't have the money, she go on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or she want him and another man and another woman. They have a threesome.
Yeah.
That ain't right. But we do it. Not saying that I didn't love. I ain't saying that, but I know this, and I know it ain't right. Nothing good come from that in the end. Right now, it's all good and fun. You getting your pleasures right now. But if you don't never turn your life around, you won't have your reward in heaven like Paul was talking about. And when I'm looking for my reward, I don't care what y'all say. I love the Lord, but I'm also looking for my crown too. When I get up there in heaven, and when I'm praying, when I'm praising with the Lord, when we all together. And in saying this, that raising a child, men, women, when you arguing and you fussing in front of your child, when you cussing people out, when you fornicating, looking at pornos, when you doing these things in front of these children, they looking and they watching, they seeing you. Now it can't go for the good, it can't go for the bad. I got a partner who used to always light his mama's cigarettes, and he had to go up the old way. He's an older guy, and he'll go up to the stove and he have to puff on a cigarette to get it lit. Now that man don't smoke. He never did smoke a cigarette a day in his life, other than just lighting it up for his mom and his daddy. See, that made him not smoke. You see, but it can go also the opposite way. Just with my partner just a while ago, all his daddy did was smoke weed in front of him in a car. Take him on trips down to San Antonio to get rid of 2,000 keys. And this was, this make you feel good, man. I compressed three. I got a compress 3 keys in a brick. All lingo. All this. He talking bam, bam, bam. This is hip. You know what I'm saying? I did this, I did that. I live my life. I live my life this here, But what kind of life is that? And then you ain't got no money right now.
Man.
You know, yeah, you was young, dumb, full of cum.
Preach.
Or what you trying to do now, so that you don't have to go back that way. And we like to talk about things and where we want to be and how much money we want to have and what's not right about other people.
Mm.
But like Brother Rose said, every time you point your finger at somebody, guess what? Point right back at you. So we gotta take care of, we gotta take care and do what we gotta do so we can be the light. So we can be an example to somebody else. To come to you. I come to Brother Rose and I ask him because I know he's a foundation, he's a steady slag. I mean he don't change, he don't waver. One day he ain't saying that. He ain't saying this, another day he's saying that. You know, and you can say that I'm using Brother Rose, but yeah, I'm using him for a support system. And that's what I need. But we've been friends for years, you know, for years. And God just put this. I feel like God put him in my life for that. Not only just that, you know, just for that the fellowship and you know just the love. You know what I'm saying? Where is the love that we should have for one another through this life to get through this life? You know, we need each other. You know, the church. And who's the church? Every man is a pastor in his own home. Every man is a pastor. Every man. So we are pastors in our own home. That preacher should be the second person that your wife go to. But we're looking up here, the preacher's the first person she go to. Why is that? Because like Brother Bro just said in this video, word of man. He's sitting on the couch watching ESPN. He can tell you everything about Hank Aaron and Emmitt Smith. He can even tell you about the Rush Limbaugh. Because you got your politicians around here too. Want to be Barack Obama's and know everything about finances and politics. But you ask them one thing about how to live your life, and they'll tell you this. They'll look at you crazy. They ain't got nothing to say about it. Well, let's do what you can. Man, I'm supposed to have me. You're supposed to give me some life experience or some kind of word from, you know, but just do what you can. Man, you still leave me in limbo. We supposed to be spreading the word around to each other. You ain't a pastor in your home. And like Brother Rose said, we wonder why. We wonder why these women act like they do. We wonder why they act like they do. Yo, sorry, man. Now we got some good women, we got some good men. Now I'm not just, you know, I am talking about what's really going on. This not no bashing thing. This is just talking about reality. This is just talking about what goes on right now, today, that we see every day. But it only takes you to do what you gotta do, sweeping off our own front porch. Now I know this right here, saying something and doing it, is totally different because you can sit here and talk all day. I just told Brother Rose was sitting here talking and we looking around and everything. I say, you know, I say, Brother, you got long-winded in this thing. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at his life, when you see what he's saying, it's not only just what he's saying to you or me. You know, I can tell you this off top. You know, he living that life. He doing what he's saying. You know, so and you can see that. You know, and you can tell the difference in somebody that just talking some mess, just for I don't know, riches, pleasures, their own pride. I don't know why they doing it. And then somebody that's just telling you out from the bottom of their heart, so that you would learn and become a better person here on earth for Jesus Christ. And that's the big picture right there. So we don't get the big picture. See, we just get this right here in front of our face. That's all we see. That's why we don't understand the word of God, because we don't understand what we can see right here in front of us. But we must get beyond all that. And if we don't, man, that man right there sitting on the couch never believe that he's a pastor. He ain't got to go to Tony Evans, T.D. Jakes, Reverend Al Sharpton. Sure ain't got to go to him. I mean, I'm just saying it. You know, that's just what I mean. You got him in your house right there, sitting at your dinner table giving the prayers. You got him going in the kids' room, showing them how to pray. You shouldn't expect these kids just to learn how to pray out top. You go in there and you pray with them at night. These are the things that a man does. And this rose for a woman. When they said the woman's supposed to ask a man, if she got a question, she go ask her pastor. Pastor K. Ray. Bishop K. Ray. Yeah. You know, that's me. That's what I do in my household. That's what we all should do in our own household, church. And we don't need no cross on top of our roof.
Man.
We don't need that. That's the realest of the real. That's for real. But teach your child. Teach our children. It don't have to be your child. It's just the children. Teach the children. Did a video long back. If the dad can come back, I got one. You know, a lot of times when we go to when people go to the pen, or they get into hard times. For some of the people that are actually search for the truth, when they get in these situations, when they come out and they come into this free world, they don't want to go back. Brother Robert talking about his cousin that just witnessed some horrible things, you know, that he wouldn't have to witness if he was out here, you know, doing, you know, something else. You know, because it's a lot of innocent brothers in the penitentiary that's in there and ain't supposed to be in there. And we just got to put that out, you know, that's just the truth. So I ain't going to sit here and say that if he wouldn't have did such and such, he wouldn't have been in there, because you ain't got to do nothing to go to the pen. Sit right there and get set up and go to the pen. It still goes on today. Like Papa JT said, man, still niggas in Texas right now ain't free. And they just not, I ain't talking about going to the penitentiary. A lot of us, we slaves to the sin we got. The sin keeping us enslaved, keeping us from understanding. Man. So what we gonna do, people? Are we gonna change? We gonna walk the walk? Or we gonna keep on doing what we doing, or just talking and getting these riches and these pleasures and worrying about what's going on in this world? Because there's always somebody out there bad, worse off than you are. My cousin's mama just killed her husband and went off and now sleeping with the brother. And before he died, I walked in the room and he asked me when I walked, and he said, "Ah, man, I'm so glad to see you." He said, "Come on, give me them pills, They're trying to kill me. I said, "All right, no, I thought I didn't know what was really going on." But ended up 3 days later, he died. So somebody out there got it. He was so weak he couldn't even pick up a broom. You know, my uncle did his thing in his day. So that's why we gotta watch what we do, because some that you do to other people that you do bad can't come back up to you. But nothing goes unpunished in its own way. But like Rose said earlier, we can always get up. You don't get your punishment, but you can always get up and start walking right from then on. So raise your kids in a way so when they do get older, that they won't depart. But it don't mean that don't mean that they won't just choose a path that you didn't choose. They know. It ain't like they didn't know. But you can't be doing something else. You gotta practice what you preach. Because a lot of things that they do, they get from their parents. If you know it or not, you think that, yeah, we get a lot from our peers. But we get a lot from our parents. So we got these parents around here thinking that they 30 years old, that they 50 years old is midlife. Midlife ain't 50 years old. You don't see people walking around here living 100 years old. What's the statistics of that? A man died at 72, 76 years old. A woman lives about 85 years old. You're talking about midlife at 50 years old. Barack Obama, 50 years old, he midlife. Man, that man finna die 65, 72 years old, 76, 80 years old at the most. That woman gonna live longer mostly than any man. So stop going around, you 40 years old, talking about you midlife. Man, you got 1 foot in the grave. If you know it or not, it's time to get your life right now. It's time to get your life right now. Man, having a kid 40 years old, still sagging and going on. Teach your kid in a way that he won't depart when he get older. But, our YouTube family, that's the word from your boy K-Ray sitting in the church. Y'all take this message. Peace and be blessed.